Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to FTRL for the F1 division with Div 2. Tonight we are at the illustrious Hungarian Grand Prix. We're currently in qualifying on board with Junkie Sport, as we've just had to pop the stream back up due to PlayStation not exactly wanting us to be streaming tonight, but it looks like we're all up and going for now, so hopefully it doesn't just try and turn itself off again. So just got Junkie Sports on his actual lap, coming round to see what time he can set. He has set a 1 minute 18.2. That puts him second provisionally. He is on the set of medium tyres with Donzo in P1 currently with a 17.7. So not too bad from the Donzo and Junkie so far. Let's have a quick little move round on board, see what is going on. We have EVR Sam, I think he is on an in-lap. Yep, most likely is. Jamie just caught in turn 4 a little bit, not what he wants, probably an invalidation. As it looks like Agent Panda is stuck in a bit of traffic behind who I assume to be Max. So that's not good for Panda, because he wants to try and get a lap done, but he's got another car stuck in front of him. It's not exactly how we planned for that quali lap to go down, but it's unfortunate. Donzo popping back into the pits, Junkie Sport on an in-lap. AJ, who is currently coming into the pits. Sam, he is on an in-lap, he's done 2 laps on the medium tyre. Okay, he's going for a third it looks. He's up into overtake, he's still going. So we'll make sure to pop back on board with him in a moment, see what he can do on that one set of hard tyres. They won't be too warm, but every lap does take a bit of performance out of the tyre, so we'll see what he can do. Jamie in the pit lane, he's done 1 lap. Zombie in the Ferrari has just popped into the pits himself. TRS has set a 1 minute 19.7 on the medium tyre, with Panda rounding out the top 10 so far with a 21.9. So let's see what's going on. Doesn't look to be an awful lot happening right now. Lee Cole coming into the pits with Zomwa. He has come out and he is in 15th so far. That's only because he hasn't set a lap. Most of his own norm is Zom53, but he's decided to change his name for whatever reason. Just disappointed he didn't change it to Zomwa 53rd. I think it was a bit of a missed opportunity on his side. Got Just Mike on his outlap on the medium tyre. Donzo coming down an outlap on the soft. So we are on board at Max, and it looks like he is on a lap. He's out of VRS, that's going to hamper him coming up the final corner. And he doesn't quite manage to improve his time, still sitting on P3 with an 18.2. Got Ross, who, if I am not mistaken, is in contention for the title this season. He's had a very good run of things, and it's his common theme in qualifying to run the harder compound tyre for whatever reason that is, for strategy, for comfort, we don't know. But we'll see what he can do tonight. So he gets very cheeky with the amount of track he's using, almost getting invalidations. Luckily for him, he doesn't. We'll stay on board through the final section. See how he goes. He's popped into the pits. This ruins everything for me. Looks like he's going for a lap for the moment. So we've got a Red Bull coming out the pits. I believe that might be Sam. Let's see what Samwa can do as he crosses the line, sets P5 with an 18.5. TRS put back into the pits. Didn't know if he ran out of fuel for a moment. He's gone quite slow on entry to the pits. He's being safe, doesn't want to warn him. Blue flag coming out of the pit lane. Surprised he didn't try to overtake coming out the pit lane. He comes through into turn 1 on his out lap. He is currently sat in P8 on the medium tyre. So let's see if we can find anyone on the lap. It looks like just Mike is going to set another lap. There's a bit of oversteer at the turn off and going slightly deep, but he isn't backing up just yet. Junkie Sport P2 still hasn't improved his time, but it's looking competitive so far. Only half a second off the provisional pole time, and I'm expecting he will be bringing that gap down as I try to fight a hiccup. Got Max on an out lap. Everyone else pretty much is in the pits or on an out lap, which is making life a bit awkward for me for the next few minutes. Jamie, another top driver in this division, is on his first flying lap. He's just came out the pits a few moments ago. He is on the super soft tyre. He's using a fair bit of the curbs on the outside before chucking it into the corner. I'm not surprised that hasn't threw the rear end out on him. Oh, it's looking good for him so far. He hasn't got an invalidation. I was hoping I didn't jinx him there. He's using every inch of the track and almost gets himself an invalidation from running off. Getting all friendly with the curbs at the chicane. So tonight is definitely going to be a difficult one as he mounts more curbs. Oh, that's a little wide. Okay, calm down, Jamie. So, the Monaco without barriers. Hungary tonight's not going to be the easiest to race on. It's not going to be the easiest to make an overtake. So there's going to have to be some punchy moves. The main overtaking spot will more than likely be into turn 1 and turn 2, as they both are activated. Well, they both are at DRS activation zones. So it should be 2 corners to keep an eye on. But let's just hope that there aren't too many unorthodox overtaking attempts. It's just fortunate we don't have Katamis in this lobby, as he would be showing us as many examples as he could. So a decent lap by Jamie. It's not the best. I don't quite know what happened at the final corner. It was all looking good, but then performance suddenly dropped. He set a 19.7 flat. So he must like odd numbers. As Great Carp and Agent Panda. Okay, they're having a mare in qualifying right now. Great Carp's running a low downforce package for this race, and Panda, don't quite know what's going on with him. He ventured off-road for a moment, but he's only on an outlaw. Lee Cole in. Every time I go into Lee Cole, he crashes. Sorry, Lee. Tonzo coming back into the pits. Oh god, what's happened with Lee? Medium tyre not working well for him, I guess. That's going to put him at the back of the grid. As long as Mike doesn't end up being in the car in his out lap. And, Matt's gone and had a moment of something. So, Zombie. Is he on a lap or is he on a lap? Nobody's on a lap. Okay, I think Goikarp's on a lap. Oh, sorry, this is Agent Panda. He's chose the hard compound, so it's definitely interesting. Only 5 minutes of qualifying left. So if he decides this tyre might not be the one for him, he could try and pop back into the pits and get a softer tyre, but I don't think that's his plan for tonight. So stay on board with him for a moment, see what he can do. Pops through the final corner, opens the RS, and he sets a 20.2 on the hard tyre. Goikarp in the pits. Switchback is in the pits as well. Lee Cole's retired because he got friendly with the barrier. Mike's doing an outlap on a soft tyre. So he'll be running the hardest compound, he'll be running the softest compound. CRS on an in-lap. Donzo on a flying lap. He's running 75% battery. Pretty good. He's managing to make sure he didn't use too much on his outlap, which is good. Donzo seems, as I was saying, Donzo seems to be someone who's doing quite well in qualifying so far. He's, throughout most of the races I've commentated on for this season, he has started qualifying off by being around the top of the grid, and he's definitely doing so tonight. He's holding P1 so far with a 17.07, so that's looking good for him. I expect there'll be a few drivers who want to make it difficult for him. They'll probably be setting their outlap in a moment or so, but we'll see how he fares. He's just coming up to set another qualifying time. Doesn't look like he's backing out. He's pushing the car as much as he can. And he goes and sets a 17.1. Good lap from Donzo. TRS though has the upper hand so far right now. He is currently in P1, a McLaren 1-2 provisionally. The Junkie Sport on an outlap. He's running the soft tyre. Sam, he's also on an outlap with Max and Ross. Ross decides to go on an alternate strategy so far. Long words over 5 letters aren't good for me apparently, so I can't speak tonight. It's all nice and clean from Ross so far. He's probably gonna have to run a 2-stop. I can't see anybody trying a 1-stop tonight. I think it might just be one of those tracks where it's too difficult to do. But if you remember what happened last week, there was a bit of a kerfuffle, to say the least, down into the first couple of corners that brought out the safety car. I'm not hoping that happens tonight. I don't want someone to be trying to drive alongside the wall. It would help some people out in saving fuel, or maybe they've gone on a wrong strategy, they want to change back. But who knows, we'll only know once we get through the first lap. Ross is is still going. He's coming up to traffic. I think that might slow him down a bit if blue flag can't get out the way quite quick enough, which I have no doubt that he will. So we'll just see. We'll wait and we'll see. Oh yeah, he's let through. Very nice of him, the true gentleman. Got Zomwa coming through to that lap. He doesn't pull any punches with that final corner. Decides to use as much road as he wants. So Ross, who's looked like he had a little wiggle there, is backed out of the lap. I'm guessing that's an invalidation, unfortunately. So far, Junkie Sport up into P5. Only 3/10 off the pole lap. Well, the potential pole lap, we'll say. It's looking good for him, even though he's running half a front wing. That'll be him back in the pits. Or maybe not. I don't know. What's he doing? He did manage to improve. So I'm curious to see what he's going for right now. It's definitely going to cause a lot of understeer in turn 2 and 4 as they are as they are left hand corners, and he has right hand wing damage. As we see, there is a bit of understeer. He's missing that end plate. So we'll just see how turn 4 goes for him. He's definitely backed out of that after seeing a loss of performance through turn 2. On a lap with Guicar, that's an in lap. Switchback sets a 17.8. Jamie has set a 17 flat on his set of medium tyres with Ross. What's Ross doing? Okay, he's currently got an 18.4, that was on a hard tyre. And he's currently on a medium tyre. Let's see what he can do. See if he can get close to Jamie in terms of qualifying time. Let's have a look. Ross sets a 17.8. Okay. If that was the medium tyre Jamie set his 17 flat on, he's looking in a very good spot for the race. So that's definitely an impressive time, to say the least. So, currently the top 3 drivers in terms of actual on-pace performance most of the time were Jamie, Switchback and Ross. They're all on the alternate strategy of using a medium tyre. So that'll definitely make things interesting with strategy. Ross is, to say the least, he's going to have to make up more ground than Switchback to get up to the front with Jamie. So we'll see how that traffic hinders them, if it does at all. Because Jamie's going to have a nice advantage with not only tyre life, but the fact that he's got more cars behind him as the AI decide they want to crash into each other. They'll just be waiting on Junkie Sport to retire. As he does. We have finished the quali. So, EVR Sam is on pole position, which I believe is his first pole position. Jamie in P2, rounding out the front row, with TRS and Donzo round out the second row in the McLarens. Junkie Sport with a very good qualifying sets a 17.3. That puts him 5th, with Mikey P6, Guicarp 7th in the Racing Point, good result from him. Switchback 8th in the Mercedes, Zombie and Ross round out the 5th row in the Ferraris. Aaron suspects that there's going to be a new esports team with Sam getting pole. So that's something. I wondered if Sam goes to make a new esports team and potentially a new Twitter account. I wouldn't be surprised. Just wait for everyone to sort out their strategies. For the lads who have decided that they are going to run their qualifying times on the soft tyre, I am guessing that they will have to run a 2-stop, because the medium tyres won't even get you around the corner. Did I say medium or soft? The soft tyres will not get you around the corner. They have no mileage on them, so that's definitely going to make things interesting in terms of strategy and tyre life. It's definitely going to help out Jamie, who's on P2 with the medium tyre. They'll be trying to use that grip advantage in the later laps to try and either get past Sam or gain a lead. We'll see what he can do. But Sam on pole for what I think is the first time he's done it. Jamie in P2 in the Haas, yes I know, shocker. TRS and Donzo in the McLarens, almost forgot the team name, they're doing good. Just Mike is in P6 in the Red Bull, with Goykarp in P7 and Zach in P8 running a Mercedes. Not too far ahead of Ross, but he's definitely got a car in front of him. Ross and Switchback are two, I'd say, contenders. They are quite close to each other on pace, so we'll see if there's a team order between Ross and Zombie to try and let Ross through. We'll never know, but we'll see later on. Max in the Toro Rosso, P11. He has the best spot on the grid for them in terms of the midfield. He is in the highest spot where he can run his own strategy and not have to use the same tyre as Quali. Agent Panda in P12 currently, with Zomba in P13 in the Williams car. Blue Flag P13 in the Merc, with Big Pizzas 15th, and both the Renaults rounding out the fields, with Lee Cole crashing in qualifying. So, race predictions. I'm gonna throw out a very audacious one. I'm gonna say Jamie for the win with Ross P3 and I don't know. We'll go with Zach for third. I think Zach can get third. We haven't got the best camera angle. There we go. There we got a better one. The 5 red lights are out and away we go. Not the best camera. Can't see too much. Looks like Jamie's got the better start. He's just in front. Doesn't look like there's any crashing behind us. There's okay. Switchback has missed his breaking point and nearly killed someone. So that was close. It was a good avoiding action from the other two drivers who was inside. He was torpedoing on. He's been reading some books, some Kvyat. As TRS and Mike, they're having a good ding-dong battle right now. Side by side to turn 4. Mike just backs out. That is TRS up into third. With a good move. We have banging between Junkie Sport and Ross. The legend himself, Junkie Sport, managing to hold Ross off so far. It's a good defender from him. We'll see how long he can hold him back for. That was definitely close. Zom has dropped down to 16th from 13th so far this lap. So, Jamie has managed to pull just a 5/10 gap to Sam. I thought Junkie Sport and Ross were going at it again, and not quite yet. It looks like Junkie is going for Mike right now. So this is definitely getting interesting. All my settings have been turned off, as I didn't notice. It's been an interesting first lap to say the least. Side by side through turn 3 is definitely not expected between TRS and Sam. As Max is now, apparently he's in first, but that's not true. I got confused for a moment. Don't know what's going on with the graphic there. It's not telling the truth. Display settings are going all over the place as Sam has a wobble through turn 4. TRS looked like he was going for the outside for a moment. I was looking close. What's going on with these two? Okay, he's backed out. I thought he was going to go for the move then. Had me a little scared. Junkie Sport defending as much as he can against Ross. He's doing everything he can to make life hell, but Ross just about manages to get through. He's in P5. Junkie Sport only losing one position, but he's coming back at him again, it looked like for a moment. He's trying to use that softer tyre to his advantage. But Ross already trying to go down the inside of Mike. Getting a good on board from Junkie here. Behind the battles as usual. Have to find a way to fit in a disc there for Junkie. On board with Donzo. Zach P9, Zombie P11. The graphics not helping me out a lot right now. It's deciding to change whenever it feels like. There we go. We'll run with tire. There we go. AJ's moved up to P14. Goikarp's dropped to 15th. Jamie seems to be pulling out a gap on Sam. He needs to do it quick if he wants to completely get Sam out of the race win contention, sort of. DRS will definitely be something that keeps Sam within arm's reach of Jamie. It looks like Jamie's just about managed to break that 1 second gap. Boss in P4. He doesn't look like he's about 3.2 seconds off P3. So he's close to a podium spot. He's had a very good first couple laps. He's managed to take every opportunity he finds. So it's been a good first lap from him. He's rapidly closing up on TRS. He's going to come and try and spoil his day as quick as he can. Let's see. Not too much going on with the top 3 right now. Still says Max is in the lead. Sam P3. Oh, he's P2, but the display is saying P3. So I'm quite confused right now. Should Max be running last? Where should he be running? I don't quite know. The graphics definitely threw everything out of whack. We'll see if it changes anytime soon, so we can get an actual reading. Okay, it's changed. Max is in 15th. Okay, that makes life easier for us. There is a virtual safety car. Don't quite know what's happened there. Zombie was on Zom's inside. I don't think he quite noticed. Everyone's under a Goikarp. Looks like he might have had an incident with someone. I know someone got a penalty for a severe collision. I don't quite know what happened. But if someone knows, maybe from the chat, who's racing and decides to pop in for a moment, please let us know. Because I haven't got a clue what happened with Goikarp. I just know he's running no wing. It's been a common theme with the Force Indias tonight. Going for the low downforce. And Junkie onto the pits, gets a 5-second penalty. He's not helping himself out. So he also claims he has a fan base and he doesn't want to disappoint them. I don't think that penalty will be helping out too much, but Donzo was trying to get a move on the switchback. He still is. He's on his inside to turn 2. He goes for it. Come on. I was hoping for Zach to go for the switchback for a moment, but he decides to bang tyres. That was very close. Okay, so Zach's managed to defend P6. Let's see. Goikarp, he is going on a set of medium tyres, now changing his front wing. Still trying to display Max in P1. He's not P1, so don't let that graphic fool you. It's quite annoying. Codemasters can't even do a graphic properly. Boss P5. Switchback not awful. Well, he's 3.5 seconds behind. He is P5 with Donzo right behind him. He's managed to pull a bit of a gap this lap on Donzo, so that's helping him out. We shouldn't have to worry about Donzo trying to attack again. It's going to be interesting. We have Agent Panda P7, Blue Flag P8, and Leak Hall. Blue Flag P7 and Leak Hall P8. They all had DRS, but I'm surprised it didn't give Blue Flag too much of an advantage. Is Leak Hall going to emerge? No, he's not. He's not going to emerge in front. It looked like he was thinking about a move, then he's right on the tail of Blue Flag right now. Leak Hall, he's getting close. I thought there was going to be a bit of an incident then, but he was a little further behind. There is a car that's facing the wrong way, and that is Donzo. It's been a bit, that's not went well for him. Zom and Zombie. Zom and Zombie, P14, P15. AJ on one lap old soft, who's going to be P16. So, Max, now he is actually in front of Jamie. So, oh wait, what's going on? Max has ghosted. Has he been lapped? I don't quite know. This is confusing. At first it was closing the gap between the two, but it hasn't quite put Sam in a spot to take advantage, unfortunately. I'm expecting EVR Sam to be pitting. Oh, Sam and Donzo. But Donzo's pit. Okay. So, I'm expecting Sam to come in not too long. Maybe this lap. What tyres Donzo putting on? Junkie Sports just overtaken blue flag, I think. So much going on at once. There's only one of me. It's not easy. Okay, so Donzo is on the medium tyre. He'll be definitely doing a two-stop, as will everyone else, I think. There's a possibility that the lads on the medium tyres will go for a one-stop. They could put on the hard tyre after they've used up the medium. But I don't know if that will be the best thing for them. Will they decide to go on the softs, or will they go with the hards? It's an open-ended question. We don't know. Carp in the chat claiming he dislikes Aaron's face. That's not very nice, especially for someone who can't talk to women. So, Junkie Sports qualified P5s, now P8, and I don't think pit stops have had anything to play with that. And that's just started to lose a couple of positions, unfortunately. Max, he's currently P17. I think he's been lapped so far. Sam 2.6 seconds behind Jamie now. He's dropped down to 2.4. He's back to 2.6. The graphics are everywhere. So it's looking good for Jamie now. Tyre wear is starting to help him out. Is it pushing Sam back? It's gonna be helping Ross out as well. He's gonna be closing up every lap. Call P7. It's definitely a good recovery job from him so far. He started P17 and now he's P8, P7. So definitely a good job from Lee after a pretty eventful qualifying for him. So Sam, he's pitted in. He is going on the hard tyre. Okay, that is something I didn't expect. I expected him to go on the medium, but the hard tyre will easily get him to the end of the race. Is anyone else going to be going on the hard compound? I'm interested to see what Jamie and Ross do, because they started on the medium tyre from the start. So I'm guessing they will go on the hard tyre as well as Sam. Sam's definitely got to use the tyres he's got now to the best of his ability to try and somewhat gain an undercut on him at the time he's out on track. Ross isn't really gaining too much on Jamie. It's looking like it's staying the same, just about. Ooh. Max, ooh! That was scary. No one's coming through. RD! Okay, so Junkie's someone's near took someone out. I think it was Max near took Junkie out. That was very close, and Big Pizzas is rear-ended him. Not the best of a lap for for Max. It's all went downhill for him there. Tried to go for a move on TRS, but got cut off a bit. Sent him into a spin, and they took someone out. The Big Peters have had to pop into the pits. The leak hole's quite close to Agent Panda. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Big Peters is in the pits for a set of softs. Zombie is on the back of Zom. They haven't really changed much. Big Peters comes out just in front of AJ in the Renault. That was a close one. Blue flag's come out. He's on the hard tyre as well. Max is on the hard tyre. He's coming and he's his pit. So that's blue flag currently P16 with Max currently P7. If the graphic is telling the truth. But there's been a car, a pink car. It's whoa! Okay. So it's not been good for Max. He's just had some airtime. I think he's in pause, or is he retired? No, he's still going. Good on him. He's not giving in just yet. That was definitely something I haven't seen. As a... I don't know what to say. As Max's car decides it wants to fly. It's defying physics. So I don't exactly know what happened there. Blue flag is right on the back of AJ. He's going to have him before the line, nearly no. He's definitely going to have him before turn 1. That is, ooh, okay. Renault's coming back for round 2. There's a little bit of contact. That was a cheeky one from the Renault. Don't know what don't know what was going through blue flag's mind when that happened. Probably all curse words, no one in. Jamie has lost around a second. Around 5/10 to a second to Ross. So Ross is starting to push forward. Switchback's lost a bit of time to Ross. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. That is a Ferrari doing a Ferrari, I think. What's going on? No, actually, it was Big Peters. Don't quite know what happened with him. Is it a spin or is it damage? I know the rear tyres are going to be heated up. I think Big Peters has burnt his tyres. He's going to have to take a lap or two carefully to cool them down. So be careful through here, that could send the back spinning. But he manages to keep it. Jamie is starting to respond to Ross. He's now gained a fair bit of time. Switchback's also responding. He's he's pushing up to Ross now. He's gained around 4/10. Good on him. Decal P4. He is 12 seconds behind the top 3. It's looking good for him right now. He has got a couple cars not too far behind him who have recently pit. There's Sam's on the back of TRS. He's getting close on the hard tyre. So turn 1's a likely overtaking spot. But there's also Agent Panda in front of TRS. It's not going to be 3 wide to turn 1 as I was hoping. Max looks at it. He doesn't quite decide to go for it. So TRS is gaining on Panda. It's just going to be a matter of where can he get the move done. He's on the fresher tyre. So is Sam, so that's going to make things difficult for the 3 of them. The Junkie Sport P8 and his 8-lap-old mediums. Zombie rounding up the top 10. Zom is in P11. So Jamie's got past Zom somewhere when we went on boards with them. Blue flags into P13. Big Peters is on a new set of hards. I think he just destroyed the set of softs he was on. So, there doesn't seem to be too much. Starting to quiet down a bit. Sam's just overtaken Panda through there. That's definitely an interesting move. Wish I was on board a moment too earlier. It's saying half the grid's lost the position, but I don't think that's true. What else is going on? It's not too much right now. It seems to be quieting down a bit as Max is going at a leisurely pace. He's had to take his time. Zombie closing up. The Zom is just outside of his DRS, so he's going to try and get inside before the detection point. So he wants to get that illustrious toe down the straight. So we're not far from halfway through the race. Tom, Ross and Jamie, I don't know what's going on with me and names. They don't seem to be closing up to each other too much. Ross is definitely gaining. It's took a couple of laps to do it. Max is retired. That's a safety car. Is that deliberate at turn 2? That's definitely thrown everything into perspective. It's interesting. Let's get on with the Force India. No, it's a difficult one. You can't quite tell if he retired on purpose or if something happened outside of turn 3. Maybe caught overstage, had to correct it and ploughed into the barrier. So now Jamie, Ross and Switchback have all used this opportunity to go on the hard tyre. That will take them 20 laps easily. Those tyres have more mileage than Kerry Katona. It's definitely gonna get them through to the end fairly easily. EVR Sam, he's decided to stay on his set of hard tyres. He hasn't decided to change them. So that's going, I don't know. Could that have put him in a bad spot? Or would it have done nothing? I don't quite know. Tough one, because he is going to have a bit of deg on the tyres. Especially like the 1 or 2% you get under the safety car. It's not major, but it's still extra tyre weight. You won't want that. So, the race has been completely neutralised. Everyone is going to be right with each other in a moment or two. Max is in the chat. He said, "Sorry guys, slipped away." So I think he did just lose it on the exit of turn 2, which is unfortunate for him. Hasn't been the best of nights for him. Oh well, everyone's just going to be trying to close up to the safety car as quick as they can. Hopefully nobody gets a penalty under this safety car tonight, as we saw last night. Whether it is on purpose or by accident. So, it's all quieting down so far. There's 2 drivers that have decided they're going to use the medium tyre. Everyone else has chucked on a set of hards. Max wishing everyone a strong finish. Everyone's weaving to get that temperature in the tyres. Junkie Sport just closing up to the back of the train. It doesn't seem to be too bad of a race tonight. He's going fairly well. He's made no major mistakes so far. I say so far. We'll see how it goes from tonight. Says he has people he doesn't want to disappoint. He's got his own little fan base going for him. He has also asked for a lot of coverage time. I don't think I've delivered on that promise so far. Blue flag in P10. He's on 8-lap-old hard tyres. He's one of the couple that have decided not to change tyres so far. We'll see what it does to him further through the race. He has got a good bit of pace, so we'll see what he can do with that tyre. So we're just waiting on Zombie, Ross, Zombie, Zom, Donzo, AJ, Big Pizzas is in the field with Wiggop. So just a couple more cars that we need to bunch up, about 3 or 4. And we should be ready to go. I would like to say next lap, but I think it might be the lap after. So, my prediction was with these 3 on the... Well, my prediction was Jamie for P1, Ross for P2, and Switchback for P3, and they're currently in that spot. We have got half the race to go, so it is due to change. I would like to know what you reckon will happen, what your top 3 is. Because EVR is showing signs of, I don't know what to call it, aggression, trying to show signs that he'll make a move if he sees it. Trying to play mind games with Switchback. Doesn't want to make him reach his tipping point. Ross in P2. So it's all getting quiet now. Everyone's just going at a snail's pace behind that safety car. That has been deployed every race for the past 4 rounds. Just never thought I'd be saying that. I thought we were going to go a race without the safety car tonight. But we've had a virtual, and then we've got a full safety car. So it's definitely going to spice things up. Just hopefully this doesn't cause a second safety car to have to be called out. That won't exactly be the best thing to happen. So is the safety car gonna come in this lap? I don't think it will. But there's always the chance. I think it's staying out. I hope it's not. It's going to be wasting a lap. The drivers won't mind, it's less pressure. But it is, it's coming in. And they are going to be warming up their tyres. Jamie's backing up the field. It's being a cheeky one. Holding everyone up, trying to find the best spot to stamp on the gas. Is he going to go for it now? I don't think he is. I don't know if he's run out of fuel, if he's just going slow. But, Jamie, is he going to hit the gas? He's hit the gas, they're going. Jamie's decided to lead the field. Didn't quite get the jump on Ross as he wanted to. But he is going to be safe into turn 1. Ross isn't quite close enough. Unless he goes an almighty dive bomb, which he hasn't, thank God. The car overtaking a ghosted car. So it was a clean turn 1, but it's getting feisty between Ross and Switchback. They were looking to go side by side through turn 3 for a moment. Definitely scared me a little bit. Thought it was going to be a crash, but they know what to do. They managed to not hit each other. Okay, so Jamie has got 1.4 seconds this lap. He's right out of DRS. All courtesy to Switchback, trying to get the move on Ross. There's a yellow flag sector 2. That is not Zombie. Who is it? You can't tell. I think it might have been Big Pizzas. He's now 16 seconds at the back. So Jamie is pulling away from Ross. Switchback is... Well, he was all on the tail of him right now. He's dropped back a little bit. So Jamie's in a nice spot so far. Ross is definitely going to have to push a bit. Blue flag just overtakes Zombie into the final corner. The blue flag defends on the inside. Zombie trying to take the outside. He's going for the switchback. He's not going to make it work as he dons Osnesp on the car. Oh, that was so close. Zombie nearly made the switchback work. I was hoping he would. The blue flag goes a little deep. Manages to hold P10. A good battle between the two. Donzo is having a little trouble with those mediums so far. Donkey Sports overtaken Agent Panda. My man. He cuts the cable a little bit. Don't quite know what was happening with Agent Panda and Blue Flag then. Just Mike's had a moment. If I'm guessing correctly, he's probably just got on that inside curb. Which if you do touch that, it does tend to spin your car right around. Luckily he's got no wing damage, but he's got some hot rear tyres. It's not a favourable situation for him. But Zombie has had some issue in the third sector. AJ in the Renault was going down the inside. Manages to get the move done. He's up into P11. But, and that's a major one. Zombie has the chance to make an overtake into turn 1 to defend his position. He's right in the slipstream, is pulled out next to AJ. He's going for the inside. And he is back through. He's in P10 again. So he's managed to hold one spot. The Zom has popped in the pits for a wing change. Not the best camera angle, unfortunately. But he is on a set of medium tyres. He's going to run 15 laps on there. I saw a McLaren and someone else quite close with each other for a moment. I think, yes. Sam and TRS, only half a second separating them. I believe as he goes wide a bit, there's one against of a penalty. I believe that as Jamie crosses the line, it will be the moment where DRS is activated. And that's going to make some of the racing interesting. Definitely between these two. In the Ferrari and the Mercedes. Ross is just in front of Switchback. Hasn't quite made a move just yet. Just looking close between the two. Jamie's just running away with it so far. Jamie's not using any energy. He's only on 20%. Ross has about double that. And Switchback has just under double what Ross has. So Switchback's looking good on the RS. He can put it up into overtake at the end of the lap and try and get the punch on Ross down into turn 1. But we'll see what he can do. He decides to go a bit of grass. It's a yellow flag, turn 2. Please don't let that be Junkie. It's Junkie. He's had a moment. I don't know if it was with someone or just on his own. Hopefully he doesn't have any wing damage, and he doesn't. It's going to be a Zombie right on the tail of him. Get on board with Ross and Switchback. It is only a short straight from the final corner to turn 1, but there's always a chance that he can do something. It does look like Ross is starting to pull a bit of a gap, but he decides he's going to kick up some grass in front of Switchback. That's let him close a couple tenths. He's let him half the gap. This is still not much has changed between those two. Not much has changed between Sam and TRS. They're both still in close proximity to each other. So not an awful lot. Zombie's just got through Junkie Sports. Is Junkie going to fight back? Not quite. Who's going to have DRS here? Zombie. He's just defending the middle of the circuit, not giving the Williams any space to make a move. So that is Zombie up into P9. Not an awful lot Junkie could do to defend it. It was pretty much done on the straight. So Ross, he is now chasing down Jamie. He's gained half a second in the last lap or 2. As he's pushing his luck with the track limits, just running a little bit wide. Switchback's not falling off the scent. He's still trying to push up to the back of him. So we'll see. Switchback's opened his DRS. He's closing a bit on the straight, not quite enough to give him an overtaking chance. Part of me is thinking of getting a bit of a hashtag Ask Comms going, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to just throw them at me. There is only one of me tonight, and I don't exactly have that much brain power, so don't ask a lot of hard questions. I might not be able to answer them. Junkie Sport. Very close to the back of Zombie. That was close. He's not falling off. He's trying to get that P9, but Donzo is slowly closing up. He will be having the Jaws theme tune playing in the background as he's hunting them down. Too far. AJ in the Renault. Not awful lot changing, it's just single file so far. The clouds seem to be, it looks at certain parts of the track it's darkening. That might just be me. What's going on between the top two? Staying pretty much the same so far. There's not an awful lot going on. Let's have a look. If you are Sam and Don's and CRS, they're having a good old battle. A little bit of a tap on the side of the car as TRS just tries to tuck in behind Sam for now. Please don't go for it at turn 4. Okay, he's backed out. Smart thinking. He's got to try and keep up with him in this second sector. It's not the easiest one. Dirty air can affect it a fair bit. The switchback gets a 3-second penalty. It won't affect him too much if he finishes the way he is now. There's a 7-second gap between him and TRS. EVR Sam. So it's looking like a good battle for 4th so far. Zombie and Junkie Sport still battling for that P9. Donzo lurking in the background. There's not an awful lot going on with him. There's a lot going on with these two. They're both fighting for position. I think I might have jinxed Junkie onto the safety car, but we'll ignore that. Let's see, only a half a second separating the two. Both on the same tyre, and they've both been on it for the same amount of time. See what happens. Doesn't look like much. It looks like Donzo's going to go for a move, is he? He thought about it, decided to back out of it mid-opportunity. So that is Junkie Sports still in P10. That's allowed Zombie just to pull out that extra couple tenths. So it's definitely one between... I was going to say it's one between Junkie and Donzo to look at right now, but I think it's one between these two. Ross and Blue Flag, Ross and Switchback. They're both only within a couple tenths now. It's definitely getting feisty. They've both got a penalty. I don't believe Jamie does. So Jamie's in a nice spot. Essentially, he's got a 5.5 second gap. It's still the same between these two though. So on board with Switchback hunting Ross down. He's going for the inside of turn 1. Can he get it done? He's still got the DRS. Let's see. He's going to go for the outside into turn 2, but it'll be the inside of 3. See if he can hold it around. Not quite. He's still there. As Ross just bumps him over the curb. And that is Switchback into P2. It's a good little move from him there. Around the outside of 2. It's not very many amount of overtakes to see at that corner, but he's made it work. Ross tried to push him wide a bit mid-corner, but he managed to make his way through. The gap, well, it looked like a gap was starting to form between these two, but it's not. They're still quite close to each other, only 6 tenths separating them. They'll both be on the DRS straight in a quick minute. We've got Junkie and Donzo, they're also quite close to each other. So We'll see what goes on with them in a moment. I want to get back on board with... That's the wrong one. Try to get back on board with Switchback. They're leaving each other. Is that Switchback letting Ross through? If it is, I don't think he should have. It wasn't... He didn't do anything wrong. Hey, it's a good bit of sportsmanship from Switchback. Sam and TRS though, they're getting a little feisty with each other down into turn 1. That is the McLaren through into 4th place. Donzo has dropped back a bit from Junkie Sport. Junkie is closing on Zombie. It's quite close between the two. He hasn't got an awful lot of time to get the move done. Only about 7 or 8 laps. So he's going to have to try and find an opportunity to make an overtake soon. He's definitely getting close to the back of them. So it's looking good right now. Good little battle going on here. Stay on board with these, stay on board with these for a little bit, eh, shall we? I think that'll be good. See what's going on. Zombie and Junkie. They've been in a bit of a battle for quite a while now. Doesn't seem an awful lot's changed between. There's been a little back and forth, but nothing too major. Junkie managed to fend off Donzo for a couple laps. Now he's focusing his efforts on trying to attack Zombie. As they say, the best defense is a good offense. And it looks like Junkie's got a good offense, because he's going after Zombie right now. Only 5 tenths behind, not much to make an overtake. He is quite close to the back of him. Switchback has just got Ross around the outside of turn 5. So that's definitely a good move from him. It's him now up into P2. And I don't think he'll be given that position back. Both moves Switchback has made on Ross have been on the outside of a corner. That's a little interesting thing to note on. So this is going to put Ross in Switchback's slipstream and his DRS as well. So Switchback's going to have to do a bit of defending for turn 1. So to try and hold him off, then gain in the 2nd sector. That's his best opportunity to do so. He doesn't defend anything. He stays where he is. There's been a Williams that's had a bit of an adventure. That was Zomwa. Zomwa had a bit of an adventure off circuit. But yet again, Zombie and Junkie and Donzo all down the back straight with DRS. Not an awful lot changing. It's looking like Donzo's going for a move on Junkie right now. And Junkie just holds it around the outside, but there's another corner coming up. Is he going to hold the inside? He does. But Donzo trying to get the outside. Junkie just slowly just edges him out of circuit. That's a good job by those two. Good little battle, all nice and clean. Junkie managing to defend. Zombie not quite able to break that DRS. It's looking like there might be a little bit of a train going on right now. But in a moment anyway, when they get up to Agent Panda, if you can hold them back for long. There's not many spots to overtake, so you've only got a couple corners. Well, I say couple, quite literally. There's only 2 corners you can make a move, and that's turn 1 and turn 2. So, don't think Junkie's just dropped out of DRS. He was for a moment, but it looks like he's back in it. Did he get back in just on time? I don't think so. That's Donzo using a bit of grass. Straight, it looked like he was going for a dive for a moment. That was A bit of a tense one. There's a yellow flag in the first sector. Don't know what it's for though. So Leakall P7, Agent Panda P8, Zombie P9, Junkie P10 with Donzo in 11th. I'm surprised Donzo hasn't managed to get through I'm surprised Donzo hasn't managed to get through so far. Wait, was that a speck of rain? Thought I saw a speck of rain for a moment. Oh, that's going to make today's race interesting. Yeah, so Donzo on the harder tyre, the odds same. Oh, it is starting to rain. It's starting to rain. I'm sure I'm seeing specks of rain coming down. Ooh, okay, I don't know what's going on. Does it look like a couple of specks of rain were coming down for a moment, but I don't think it is. The switchback's just managing to stamp on the gas. It's not quite. Switchback managing to pull out on Ross and Bit, just half a second, not an awful lot. It's grown to 9/10. So all seems to be quieting down so far. Quick car taking an inside line for the first turn, doesn't need to. So, starting to quieten down a bit now. There's not an awful lot going on, just the usual suspects, for this race at least. The switchback and Ross, and there's a good little battle going on between these four. I was going to say these five, but Donzo's dropping off a bit. Junkie Sport just don't know if he's trying to find a braking zone or if he's was having a little look at Zombie. He's very close to the back of him now, so he's definitely in line to make an overtake, possibly, for turn 1. It's not the best of runs out the final corner. I don't think he'll be able to get the move quite. Don't think he'll be able to get the move just yet. Agent Panda was trying to attack Lee, but Lee defended the inside well. That's put Zombie. Oh! Agent Panda's just tried to make a bit of a move that wasn't really on into turn 2. That has dropped him back a position. It's also holding up Junkie. So he's in a battle with Zombie, and there's Agent Panda just sideways. So Junkie has to try and get through as quick as he can. The gap between Switchback and Ross just under a second. So there's not a lot going on with them so far. Lap 33 out of 35. It's getting close between the two. Starting to quieten down. I think Junkie Sport's in a good position to try and make a move into turn 1 if you can get the run out the final corner. It looks like he might be able to get it. Got a nice line through the final corner. Let's see. He's closing up quick, but so is Donzo. It's 3 wide into turn 1. Donzo doesn't quite get the move done. No one changed positions so far. Donzo on the inside of Junkie, both side by side. Donzo spun the car. That was interesting. 3 wide into turn 1. If there's any corner around here, you want to go free. I thought that was Ross a minute. I had a heart attack. That is Junkie now up into P9. The Zombie is retired from the session. Not the best camera angles, unfortunately. Hopefully this doesn't cause a safety car. We wouldn't want that in the final couple laps. Let's get back on board with Ross and switch back for a moment or two. They are quite close together. We'll get Junkie and Agent Panda on the top right, ready to go on board with them in case something spicy starts to happen. But Ross is starting to close back up to switchback. We've both been fighting pretty much non-stop since the safety car came out. Oh, sorry, since the safety car came back in. They started to close the gap between Jamie. They won't be in the DRS on the start of the last lap. So, I think Jamie, as long as he doesn't make a major mistake within this last sector and the last lap, I think he'll be on to take a race win. So I think that'll definitely be good for him. A light to flag finish. Took the lead on the run down to turn 1. He's pretty much never looked back. No move from Ross on switchback. Not just yet. Don't think he'll be able to make it into turn 1. Seems a bit cheeky. Not quite. Leaves it in turn 2. It's getting close between these two though. Just about to start their final lap, and Junkie Sport and Agent Panda are fighting pretty tough. Junkie's trying to get as close as he can for the straight. He's only a tenth or 2 behind. He's definitely easing for a good shout of getting P8 now. He's going to be in the slipstream for turn 1. He's got DRS. He's going to have to make a little lunge into 1. He is down the inside, little bang of the tyres between the two. Doesn't quite make the move, but he's going for the inside again. Not quite. So unless there's no big mistakes from Panda, we might, yeah, it'll be these 4. Agent Panda finishing 8th, Junkie finishing 9th, for Donzo 10th. Oh no, oh, Donzo's took Junkie out at the final lap. Oh no, he's not going to be happy. He's stopped in disbelief. That's very unfortunate. There's Jamie. Where's Jamie? He has come through to take the race win with switchback first and Ross second, with TRS 4th and EVR Sam 5th. Fortunately we couldn't quite catch them because there was a bit of drama with the couple drivers, a bit of drama with Junkie and Donzo. But a very good drive from those top 3. Definitely from switchback and Ross, they've managed to come back from 8th and 10th to get 2nd and 3rd. So that was definitely a good drive from those two. Definitely an exceptional drive from Jamie as well, managing to get P1. Lee Cole takes P9 with AJ and a Renault. He's going to be taking P10 it looks. The Junkie Sport with half a front wing going to be coming home to around P11. Don't quite know what's going on between these two. They've both stopped on track to let each other through. I don't quite know what they're doing. That was an interesting race. There's a lot going on. Definitely on the final lap. There's Jamie celebrating in the race chat, saying, "Yay, come on." It's a good drive from him. Got our usual suspects on the podium spraying the champagne. So, an interesting race tonight. Hungary, round 8 for Div 2. And we have it's not really a surprise, the top 3. It's the usual suspects. Jamie, Switchback and Ross. All of which got a penalty. But it's good racing between them. A lot of respect from them. They got TRS and P4 in the McLaren, a very good result for the McLaren driver. There's Sam in P5. I think he'd be a bit disappointed with the drop from P1. Blue flag Panda 6th and 7th. Mai, Lee and AJ round out 8th, 9th and 10th. We'll try and get the top 3 in for an interview. That was definitely a good race. We saw a couple drivers decide to just... I say a couple drivers, it was Max decided that he was going to fly the car instead of drive it. So let's try and get these 3 in for an interview. Okie doke. See if we can get them all in. Send switch back and invite. It's all down to getting Jamie and Ross in. An invite sent out to Ross. We'll try and get Jamie. So just waiting on the 3 of the lads to join the party. Have a quick little interview. See what they think of the race. If they decide they want to join. There it is, we got 1, then we've got 2. Alright lads.
Great.
It's a good job from the 3 of yous.
I want to cry.
So you can let the tears out after your interview. So it was a long race tonight. I think it was a fairly easy one for Jamie tonight. He managed to take P1 into the first corner and he pretty much never looked back. What was going on? Was it just trying to make sure to get the car to the end, or what was going on with you? Because you didn't seem to have much pressure tonight.
I was mostly taking penalties in the after the safety car restart because I knew I had one. I don't know if they had one. Well, until of course Ross did. So yeah, the safety car. There was nothing really to talk about in the first stint, but the safety car came out, and I was planning to pit on that lap anyway, see if I could try and get an undercut maybe on Ross or switchback to extend the gap. But yeah, the safety car came out as soon as I went to pit entry, and basically the restart, on the first lap I didn't gain anything really, but then I turned the RS up a bit and then I went, basically, and I saw that the gap was increasing. That's because I think because of the battling that was going on for that P2 spot. But yeah, the gap did start to come down at the end, which did shake me a little because I thought that would have well, they would. Yeah, it wasn't as easy as you thought.
But you made it look it.
You put yourself in you could put yourself in my seat and you'd be on your edge. You'd be on the edge of your chair or whatever you're sitting on.
It was definitely a difficult track around Hungary, isn't it?
Yeah. I've always had good results in league racing around here, but never the win, so glad I picked it up here. Got my first ever league race program here.
Definitely a good job from you. It's not the easiest track to get a raceman around. There's a couple caves that decide they want to throw you off every now and again. So you managed to survive them pretty well.
I don't have problems really with that one notorious curve that everyone seems to bottle on. I stay well clear of it easily, but it's just the corner before where I just rack up most of my warnings and my penalties. I think that's going to be the same with these guys here, but yeah. GG.
That's a good drive. So we'll move on to switchback. You managed to take P2 and you started P8. That was an interesting one. Did the traffic, I know you lost the position of 2 from the start because there was a bit of a, I think somebody missed a braking point for turn 1 and then that affected a few of us. Or was that you? I thought that was blue flag for a minute.
Yeah, it was. Because what happened, I don't know what was going on, but the entirety of lap 1, I didn't have brakes basically, and I couldn't steer properly.
Is that your excuse?
Me and Zom were doing the exact same. So Zom dropped right to the back. I got into P5 after turn 1, but then I fell 4 positions by the end of lap 1. I was in P9. I couldn't turn. I put it into the options menu and then came out of it, and it fixed it. I could turn again. So I just had to try and battle past a few of the guys, which kind of held me up. And then I came out about 9 seconds behind. I was 9 seconds behind, sorry, after everyone went into the pits. So I knew I'd have to try and catch them down. I knew I had to pace. My quality lap was terrible. I had quite a few mistakes on it. But then I was just trying to gain ground on Ross. I got stuck behind Ross for ages and I just couldn't overtake because he kept kind of moving away from me in the straights and I wasn't gaining enough. And then I overtook him. I kind of cut a curb a bit. I kind of off the track, so then I gave him the position back. So it took me forever to get past him. And then I was finally gaining on Jamie. But I just had no ERS left, so I was pushing as much as I possibly could. But I just needed an extra 1 or 2 laps and I got it. But I'm happy with the result.
It's definitely a good comeback. You made me panic a little bit. An unusual noise came out at turn 1, but I'll forgive you for that because you had a good bit of racing between the two of you. So you're forgiven for it.
Yeah, we had a couple of moments. There was one of the moments Ross went wide and then he came back on, and then because I got completely spooked because he came back on for the corner, so I had to swerve out the road, and I nearly peed my pants at that point. I was petrified. And then I had one when turn 4. I lost count of how many moments I had. I must have saved it at least 9 or 10 times tonight. But I had one particular one when I was in front of Ross, which I think Ross would have got a perfect view of, and I was so close to completely losing it. I managed to catch it, but I was so close to losing it a few times. I was so on edge most of the race. But it was a good race, and well done to Jamie. He managed to keep it ahead of me. He managed to get the win, so well done him.
It's good because this time last week I was on my side, come back down to land, and I've dominated this week pretty much. Sorry,
yeah.
Probably shouldn't say that, but
that's not wrong.
Yeah.
Well done. By the way, did anyone point out that I ended up on my side last week, still managed to finish in the top 5?
I pointed out you finished on. I pointed out you were on the side. I didn't know about the top 5.
Last to first. Third lap. I got second last.
I stopped 4 times as well. I got wing damage into the VSC as well.
So just gonna quickly move on to Ross, the lad who was P3. You had I'd say a very good lap 1. You had a P5 at the end of lap 1. You managed to smash that. So could you talk us through your lap 1? Because it seemed there was a lot going on, and you just managed to come out in front of everyone from it.
Well, first of all, I'm going to have to thank Switchback for that. His little misbreak in there. Kind of just went up the inside of everybody.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It just kind of put me straight into 5th, and I was like, yes. And then, yeah, it just kind of kept going from there and just kept going, trying to stay out of trouble. And then Switchback finally got back up again, and yeah, when I pulled back out in front of you, it was because my cat jumped on top of me, and I'm not gonna say that, I almost swore there. I got a little scared, and I jerked the wheel. I apologise for that. But,
That's
I got a bit of a scare as well. But yeah, it was a good race. Enjoyed it. Had a bad quality, but the race wasn't too bad.
Did the safety car help you out a lot? Because I know it definitely put everyone in a spot where you could just change the strategy. Were you going for it? Were you gonna run a 2-stop, or were you gonna just go straight with the 1-stop throughout?
I was going for the 1-stop, but the safety car definitely helped. I think I was pitting that lap, and it was saying I was going to come out 7th or 8th, so it saved us. Well, saved all 3 of us, I think, really. So yeah, that was lucky, really lucky.
So it was definitely a good drive from the 3 of you tonight. It was a couple tense moments between Ross and Switchback as they decided they wanted to battle a fair bit. They were never too far away from each other, especially after Switchback near killed half the field into turn 1. So it was definitely a good race tonight. And what is the next race for next week? Because I can't quite
Australia.
remember. Australia. Oh, that's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? Especially with the turn 11 and 12. That's going to throw a couple of rear ends around. How would you feel about that track?
It's not one of my strong tracks. I always seem to penalties, and more penalties. But if I can avoid the penalties, should have a decent race, hopefully.
Any comments on Australia, Zach?
It's alright if I can finish the race, but trying to deal with that second fast right-hander. Yeah.
You don't like tracks with barriers, do you?
No, not at all. It's horrendous.
That's brilliant. So, we have Tunky Sports just decided to pop in, so he's popped out. I don't know what happened then. I was gonna say, you know what? Alright then, I'll interview him real quick, but he left. So, next week on Tuesday, we will have the Div 1 lads going around Australia. I'm still not used to saying Div 1s on a Tuesday. And we will have Div 2 next week on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock as well. So, those should be an interesting couple of races. Australia's not the easiest of tracks to make a move on, and it's fairly easy to spin the car on it, so that'll be an interesting one. Just thank you all for watching the race tonight, and for Aaron and Matt and Connor bullying each other in the chat for a little bit, and we will see you next week.